Yeah.
But, like, yeah. That Recluse seems good against him.
The what seems good?
Recluse? Hitchclaw Recluse?
Yeah, the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking to see. I don't think white's better. We didn't see any artifacts, right?
Nope.
Yeah, we'll just run it.
Yep.
Got to get there, right?
Yep. I mean, he had a pretty aggressive draw there. And we knew when we were making the mulligan decision that we were not going to have an aggressive draw, so.
Well, but I mean, like, basically, the other thing to consider is, like, we drew... Even if we drew lands, we would have been able to... Like, we would have been able to keep our Fire Fiend Elemental an extra turn with Scry, fight his rocks.
No, I'm saying...
We really had some pretty series of bad draws.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I don't think that this matchup is as bad as that looked.
Wow, the other match is 1-0 as well.
Yeah.
It's a fast format, folks.
It is. I am not amused. I mean, that's not true.
With that said, like, people always harken back to Zendikar, the original Zendikar, when they talk about fast formats. Zendikar was so bad because, like, someone could play, like, a Surikar Marauder on turn 2, which is the one with landfall that gives it fear. And if you didn't have an answer for it, or, like, you had one answer to it and they counted it or something like that, like, you could just die to that card on turn 2, no answer, you're dead.
Yep.
Whereas even this game, while our opponent was very much ahead of us on tempo, we're a land or two away from at least potentially stabilizing. So it doesn't feel so awful as, like, the Zendikar format is.
No, it's just and honestly, I know there's people who like aggressive formats. It's not for me.
I understand. Actually, so far I don't mind. I actually kind of like this format. But again, I think people are onto it, so you're not getting... When you could draft a 6/2 drops and 6/3 drops, like, I think that's where you want to be in this format. But if everyone's grabbing those in the first 5 picks, like, you're left scrambling for kind of what you want to do with your deck. Because, like, I don't think we saw any Maiden Ring Bullies, which I would have loved to have in this deck with all the stuff we have.
Yeah.
No, we didn't see any, like, Timberpack Wolves.
We saw one, didn't we?
Not at this previous draft. Right?
Oh, okay. They're blending together for me.
And, of course, we met the Mulligan. And another one, so we're going to fizzle this one out by mulliganing. That's unfortunate.
Well, he still has to decide.
Yeah.
Wow, and not only is this a mulligan, but it's awful. Apparently, Wild Instincts is... Alright. Did he mulligan at all?
No.
Okay.
Maybe he kept the one-lander knowingly mulliganed. Who knows? We'll play it out.
Hitchclaw or Recluse stops pretty much all the cards we saw.
If we can get a third land,
Yeah, if we can get a third land, of course. Oh, hey, that card we haven't seen in a while.
At all?
Well, we saw it when we drafted it.
Yeah.
That's not good here, though.
It's so bad here.
Oh, Lord.
Alright, we really want to land.
Yeah. We really
want no true drop here.
Yeah.
Come on, one time.
All the equipment.
All of our equipment.
all the we need to be attacking equipment, too. Not just any equipment. Oh, that spider could be a savage spider.
He'll have a sigil and a throwing knife potentially.
Yep.
He's got 8 arms.
Here comes the Call of the Full Moon as our next top deck, just so you know.
Always feels bad to lose on a mulligan on the last game of the night.
Yeah, that's why I don't play 8/4. But for our viewers,
I don't mind 8/4s. I do feel we mulligan a disproportionate amount compared to other people. Oh, we didn't attack.
No attacks.
No land? Come on. Saying there's a shot. Cobbles?
Sure.
I think we Call the Brutes here.
Yeah.
Call Brute with Sigil and Throwing Knife.
Yeah. Let's arm up a Brute.
And we'd be able to keep Might. Hold it. Hold.
Pick up the shock.
Fiery Impulse off the top. I think if he had it, he would have attacked last turn and Fiery Impulse the spider.
Maybe he'll get greedy, wait for us to equip, and then we'll get him with the Might of the Masses.
We'd block nothing here yet. There's no chance. Alright. We go for the equip here.
Yeah.
And the Might gives him 4. This will make him 2. Gets plus from each other, so he'll get a +1 from that. So he'll be attacking as a 7/3. This can make him 5 power. He'd have to double block. I wonder if we just throw the knife.
Yeah. Well, because if he double blocks, we priced into...
Well, if he double blocks and has Fiery Impulse, he trades 3 for 2. But the Fiery Impulse, I guess the Fiery Impulse gets us no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. I think that if he Fiery Impulses, he's going to do it before we Might. Because he'd have to have the read on Might of the Masses here to make that the play.
Which you really can't put us on.
Right.
Get in there, Cobble Brutes. We'll target this and say no. I mentioned it in the pre-release sealed I did. I hate how Throwing Knife works on mine. I'll read it in a second here after combat.
Yeah, so many opportunities for misclicks.
Yeah, so we'll wait here for a second. So we can't Fire Impulse now.
He could single block and Fire Impulse, but then we get him pretty good.
But then we get him. Okay. With Might.
Yep. Yeah, let this go.
You got it. He could have his own Might here. Titanic Growth.
Well.
We just let that happen.
Yeah, it's...
We don't have a choice.
Yeah, no, we 2-for-1 him still, though.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm kind of surprised that he blocked with that guy, then. The Orchard Spirit is a... I guess... Oh, wait, we have Reach. You have Equip up there. Alright.
Now we got a 3/4 Reacher.
Yep.
then
we can pin a medal on.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't do anything, but...
No blocks.
Yeah. If we make it to the round 3,
it's got 7 cards.
Shatter might be... Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're right. If he's
maybe he's stuck on it.
Yes. All right.
This will be if we pull this off, this is the jankiest win in the history of in charging matters.
Right, I promise I was going to talk about this card in a second, so let me not screw this up.
Okay. No.
Alright, so the way this card is worded, and let me yield is when the equipped creature attacks, you may sacrifice Throwing Knife. So the way I would like to see it happen is it goes, do you want to sacrifice this? You say yes, and then choose your target. Instead, you choose your target first, and then you say yes or no.
I guess
it's confused. It's to me, because of the way it's worded, I'm expecting to see the first thing first, and then the choice second.
I suppose the reason it's this way is because if you have if for some reason you want to get rid of your Throwing Knife and they don't have any creatures, they have...
You can choose the player.
And they have a Leyline of Sanctity out.
And they have a Leyline out. I just, again, if you're going to word it that way, say, equip creature +2/+0. When an equipped creature attacks, well, I don't know how you'd word I would just do it differently. That's all. Oh, Death Touch.
Can we put the Sigil on him and...
We can, but the Death Touch kills whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna put we'd rather kill this, I think, right? We put the Sigil here to attack as a 4/5. Right?
I was thinking we'd attack with both. Oh, but he has to attack alone. Yeah. Yeah, because this, I think we do it this way because then we still have the seismic guy back on blocks.
Yep.
If he,
although I doubt we'd block with him.
Yeah. Death Touch, you make me so sad.
It's about the best card he could have there because any small creature is super good.
And we're still gonna have a.
Yeah, we're still gonna have a big dude. We want more creatures off the top. We
Absolutely.
want these lands, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, pin a metal on him.
And we can make him +1/+1 in case there's no 5 damage spell. There's a 4 damage spell though. Now he's drawing lands, so he's sitting on all gas. What's our best draw? 3/2 haste. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
And that's not a good one. Man,
indeed.
If only we had drawn a couple creatures, I think we're in this game. It's really unfortunate that we actually flooded out.
Well, I think I mean, we're not blocking, so
no, we're not block. Can we beat him in a race though? I don't think we can, because we can block and Might of the Masses. He almost certainly has Fiery Impulse though, right?
Yeah. I think
so. If we attack, he's a 6/4. He blocks. We Might of the Masses. He can't Fiery Impulse because he's tapped out.
Yeah.
I guess we have to, right?
Yeah.
We got price.
I don't know why he would. I don't know why it would block here, but that's yeah. I don't know. We do have the volcanic. I get so bad with names. I know what the picture looks like. Volcanic Rambler could trade with his 6/6. Yes. That's so good. It's the least mighty Might of the Masses in the history of Might of the Masses, but it's what we needed at the time.
Lands, I guess.
But yeah.
I still don't think we're gonna win, but
no,
it is unfortunate that we didn't draw. It would have been. This would have been a lot of much more fun because I think even if we have like one more creature here with him having 6 cards and we know they're all spells, like it's just gonna be really hard. It would have been really hard for us to win, but it would have been much more dramatic. I think.
Yes.
I just don't see. I mean, we basically have to draw 5 spells in a row here to have a chance, and I don't even know what 5 spells we can draw.
Volcanic Rambler.
Volcanic. We're gonna draw. No, I'm gonna called shot Bonded Construct. Calling it right now.
Well, at least it gives Sigil of Valor an extra.
Any creature is fine, so I shouldn't complain.
What about the Full Moon? That could be Trample would be not bad if he doesn't have any.
Anything we have 2 of the Thopter guys. Those would be great.
Yeah.
Any of the Thopter guys.
We have some good cards to draw.
And drew a land. So let's see what happens here. Now might be the time to throw a knife. No, it wasn't. Prickle Boar is about as good as it gets. And
now we don't need to throw the knife.
Do we attack?
I think so.
Oh no, you're right. We
play with Prickle Boar and then attack.
Yeah. If he has Fiery Impulse, then he can trade 3 for him.
Yeah. And Prickle Boar still gets.
This will make it a 7/5.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the Elemental isn't a full card, but... Throwing Knife with Prickle Bore is pretty nice.
It is. I think we probably will move that equipment. Ooh,
here comes a shock.
Here comes Fiery Impulse.
Not Kindled Fury or anything. That wouldn't help.
Does he does not have 2 sorceries, so he can't Fiery Impulse for 3 here. So if he's going to use Fiery Impulse, he has to double block.
We're making him work for it.
Well, the Prickle Bore was probably about as good as because we're going to make him our attacker from now on. Yeah. He's just going to take it. I don't think taking it can be right.
Bam.
We can move the Sigil.
Yep. Pin a medal on him. He's a star.
And this is not a property of...
Right.
It gets +1/+0, so I don't have to worry about losing to a...
Yeah. Good thought, though.
Yeah, so the thought process I was going there is if this took the toughness away, he could then Fiery Impulse this for 2, because it would be back to a 6/4, but he can't, so...
Try one of our hasters.
A haster would be great off the top. Any land is good for him now, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But he's only playing one thing a turn, so he must have like a bunch of like 4-drops in hand. Okay, that's a good one.
What else?
Well, we can throw the knife at Pia and...
What's the...
Oh, they're 2/2s now. Okay.
Oh, right, because of the...
But... Oh, okay. We're actually... Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
Well...
Alright, so we want to put the throwing knife on the Prickle Bore.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to throw it at Pia, and because he can do 2 damage for 3 mana. We have got to take this out.
Yeah, okay.
But then that makes our Prickle Bore attack as he'll go down to a 5/3, but get +2/+2. He'll attack as a 7/5, which 1, 2, 3. I don't know if he can't take out.
No, because
we would do 1, 2. If you block with everything, we'd go here, and he'd only have 4 left, and we have 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He's down to 3.
Yep. We've been whittling him.
With our throwing knife. That's a Whitland throwing knife.
And he's just going to start chump mode.
That's fine. I mean, he is hitting for... He does have a bit of a clock now, but...
He does. But he's got to start attacking with 2/2 flyers.
Could we get another spider?
A spider would be awesome. Wonder how long he's held that, or if he's drawn into it. Actually, these are pretty good for him.
Yeah, they really are.
Because it puts us on a 4-turn clock, and you can chump for a long time.
Oof. Well, I guess we can chump that.
That's
nice.
Great.
That is, yeah.
Because that buys us like a full turn.
Mm-hmm.
And makes our... Do we attack with anything else? Like, do we attack with this guy? I guess not, huh?
Well...
Because he's just going to have to block. He's just going to have to attack into it with the...
Yeah.
So we want to take that.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got so much gas.
Yeah, he does. And his lands are also gas.
Yeah.
But
block,
I don't care how this game ends.
Block here and then block here and hope he doesn't have a spell, which I don't think he would. I think he'd hold the Zendikar guy back. Oh, he doesn't.
I think we go for it, and we can
go for what?
I guess he has a pump spell. That'd be pretty bad.
We have to go here.
Yep.
The question is, do we go for the trade here?
I think we go for the trade because we're gonna go. I mean, we aren't attacking with that guy, right?
No.
I mean, he has the pump spell.
You think so? He's guaranteed.
Why else would he attack with?
Just to clear yourself off the board,
I guess.
Otherwise, what's our option? Chump.
Yeah.
But we can't take 10.
Right. No, absolutely. The question is, are we chumping or trying to get the trade?
What could he have here? Titanic Growth or Titan Strength?
Or Might of the Masses.
Or Might. Might is probably the worst card now. I guess they're all bad.
Yeah. I think we should, go for it. Because there's an upside this way, and we're doing it next turn anyways, so that gives him a turn to draw.
If he just drew it, that's probably the best. That's probably what happened, because I think he would have used it a pump spell a lot earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when we burned out his... Yeah.
Fiery Impulse on...
The Prickle Boar.
Which...
Does he have...
I guess he's got the 2 in hand, 2 in the graveyard now.
Yeah.
He played... Dragon Fodder.
Right.
So he must have just drawn that. Yeah, now we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what about our fight card?
These flyers are on a 2-turn clock.
Well...
And he's going to play something else. He's got mana tap to do something else here.
No, if we fight the chief.
Oh, sure, we can fight the chief. You're right.
More gas.
Ugh. And a land. Oh no, he's just free because the cycle was revealed. It's his last card.
Oh, that's a bummer.
There's nothing we could have done different.
No, and we battled hard on a bad mull. We battled super hard. All right.
No, this will be our last game, so we'll concede here in a second. But yeah, I mean,
I prefer to talk after we concede, so we aren't slow rolling them.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds. But.
Yeah, but
we didn't even draft a rare that game.
What?
We didn't even draft a rare.
Nope. Well, we didn't see good cards.
Awesome.
Yep.
This would have been good.
Hey, we never got that guy. One of our star cards. Yeah.
Oh, 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Well,
that was a bit of a bummer.
It would have been really nice to actually. I mean, we're on the same deck here.
Yep.
It would have been really nice to actually have some good battles against this deck, and instead we kind of got. We kept knowing how the hand turned out last time. Like, I think that's a keep. We just happened to draw the top. We drew. We drew all of our 4-drops and higher. Which I mean, the odds of drawing 3 or 4 of those in a row like that are just really low. You just can't factor that in when you're mulliganing. And in this game we mulled to 5. I mean, I think at any point we have 2 extra cards. You know, if we end the game with these in hand, like or these on the board, I gotta think we're the favorite.
Yeah, I mean the Recluse there would have been great.
Recluse would have been good. I know we got rid of one early because we had to trade it with he had a couple of these.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think his curve might have been higher than ours.
It actually might have been, because he's got low removal. He's got a 2, and that's it.
Yeah, but then
he goes to
a
3, which we saw in these last game, and then it's all 4 and higher.
Yep.
So he's like, basically what he wants to do is have a fiery impulse or 2 early to clear the board and then get to his big stuff. Which is why he was only playing one stuff a turn and one thing a turn and what kept us in it for
so long. He had the Chief on 3 as well.
No, I know. And he, to his credit, he could have traded this off a long time ago, but he knew that one of his ways to win the game was to get some Thopters in play.
Yeah.
And to be slightly critical of our opponent. Now, my guess is he had this Pia and Kieran in play in his hand the whole game, which is why he kept this around.
Yep.
If not, I think it's really bad to keep this around because these are the only artifacts we saw. So like to keep this around on the hopes that you happen to draw this is, to me, a bit greedy. But assuming this was in his hand all game, then it makes a lot of sense because he's basically like, all right, I need to stabilize the board so that I can get Pia, so I can get a couple 2/2 flyers into play. I don't even care about using the ability because the 2/2 flyers are going to win me the game. So, assuming that's the way it went, then the opponent was great. Obviously, they made a very good decision to keep this around, and then we just couldn't battle through everything that he had.
Yep.
Just when you're sitting on all cards and we are sitting on mostly lands after a mull to 5.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Mull to 5 and then ripping 2 equipments.
that's the problem with equipments. Too.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
they weren't in our opener, right? They were not in our opener. We drew both of them, I think we drew Sigil and then Throwing Knife.
Maybe. I think we might have had one. No, because I think our hand would have looked great if
I think we laughed because we drew Sigil right away. We're like, oh, great. And then we drew Throwing Knife. And I think we missed. We were on 2 lands, 1 turn. And then we played Hitchclaw Recluse and the Cobblebrute.
Yeah.
And had we been 1 turn faster, I think the game also would have been different. But and I'm not going over this to gripe or anything like that. But it's it's really to understand to understand clock, understand how things went, what you could have done different, what you might not have been able to do different. In this game, I think we did as well as we could have on a mull to 5. We were really pressuring the whole game. He just had too much gas in the end for us, so.
And I think it's important to go over this kind of stuff for and we aren't just saying, oh, it was bad luck. Like,
nope.
There's things that, like, the equipment was like
they're in our deck.
We want actionable, things that we can do to get better, and so, drawing better is not something that you can do, unfortunately.
No, and I think the card. I mean, like I said, I think the cards. Let me finish with that thought. I think the cards we have, these are all. I think our deck was fine. And I think if we had gotten 2 equal draws against each other, I think this decks match up really well against each other, and it would have been a lot more fun than the kind of 2 games that we had. Yeah. What do you think about Sigil? We played with it that game. What do you think?
It was good. I think it's better with more flyers. Like, I think it's better in a Skies deck than in a red-green beatdown deck.
Okay.
Just because you naturally want to leave 1 back and then be able to punch through whatever they had. I think that with our draws, the Sigil ended up overperforming a little bit just because we never were getting a critical mass of creatures where we wanted to swing all out. In the situation where we weren't getting the ideal draw, it ended up looking a lot better than I think it typically is.
So, in general, it functioned very similar to a veteran's equipment for us. It was mostly always a +1/+1.
Yeah.
It wasn't until we hit this guy that it actually started getting really good, and at that point, that was the point at which our opponent had gotten into his fiery impulse. It would have been, which is really interesting too, because the permanent +1/+1 would have made fiery impulse not as good against the prickle board.
Didn't he hit it? No, he hit it when he was at 3 anyways. It wouldn't have mattered.
He did, but if we had veterans equipment, it would have been a +1/+1 because he hit prickle board when it was tapped on he was attacking into us, and we blocked Zendikar, whatever this guy is, with Seismic Elemental, and then he played the fiery impulse to pump the mage to have it survive here.
Yeah.
And had it been, and because this only works on offense, he was 3 toughness. Had it been the veterans equipment, he would have had 4, so we would have still had a prickle boar. Now, with that said, he would have this board, and we would have a tapped prickle boar. So, or we would have a prickle boar.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that changes anything, but it is notable that the fiery impulse would not have worked had this been the veterans equipment. I do. The place for this card, I think, is in a deck with a bunch of the Thopters. Having a board of like 4 or 5, or the other option would have been we had a single Rogue's Passage.
Yeah,
we could have been just getting in there because he couldn't chump them.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. I don't think it was bad in this deck.
No,
it's probably on par with veterans equipment most of the time. But there are pluses and minuses. There are pluses and minuses to it.
Yeah, I think that it's deck dependent entirely. Which one of those two is better?
Well, I will say to conclude the night, we did 2 drafts. We went 1-1 in both. Mm-hmm. I think both decks were fine. We'll review the drafts. Brian and I will, because we always do. See if there's anything we could have maybe that was open that we missed. And I think there were some. I don't think there was anything that was like, oh my god, we could have been in a much better deck. It's possible as we review the draft, we're like, maybe we should have been this, or maybe. Yeah,
we never did marry our second color in either draft, like really hard until the end. Which is, normally I like that, but normally I like doing that because then all of a sudden I get a really good late card and I go, oh, okay, now I can drop this and go over here, and we just never.
It's also, I mean, I know you like the green. I think the white was. I'm not going to say better, but I think it had. Some merits over the green.
I think that's just something we're gonna disagree on. I think that this was a pretty clear. Like I think that I'd have to look at the cards exactly again to fully remember it, but I think that white, the only thing that was really there's 2 cards that were drawing me into it was the.
Suppression bonds,
and the 2/2 double striker. And the 2/2 double striker you want relatively early. We do have equipment which makes it better, but it is that the chief would have stopped it. The disciple could have stopped it. Like, I don't know. So those are the 2 things that really draw me to it, and that definitely has a higher payoff. But I think that the Celestial Purge would have been pretty bad for us. I think that the Oromancer would have been pretty bad for us. And I can't remember what the last
card was. Oromancer would have been definitely the worst among them. It just would have been a gray ogre for us for the most part. Maybe if we played 6 or 7 games, we would have gotten 1 use out of it.
But I think those Recluses were pretty handy for us.
They were. I mentioned it. It's a card I do like if you can grind it out. I would have rather had more aggressive options than 3, but it was.
But I don't think our white was necessarily like the white gave us the double striker, and that was about it for aggressive options.
Well, didn't win any packs tonight. I think the drafts were worth watching, so we'll put them both up.
And honestly, even the games that we lost were pretty good.
Yeah, I wish we. It's one thing that, I only get to play really once a week, which is disappointing to me. So I don't get the reps that I would like to perform better in the 8-4s. But it is what it is, and we will try to get better. And I think we're playing next week. So,
I'm here.
We will see you guys next week. Follow us on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And if you have any comments, please feel free to share. And we'll see you guys next week.